everybody, welcome to Tpull's Corner. This is Travis, and we've got a fun concept for you today. This deck is called Top of the Deck, and it's all based around the idea of being able to see what's coming up in your library and manipulating things from there. So one of the first things I wanted to do was I was aware of Frost Augur from the Call Time expansion. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a snow card, you can reveal it and put it in your hand. So I wanted a couple of those, and then I realized that I didn't have any snowlands in here yet. So I recently learned how to do this. Snow, dash, and then go to lands, and you got all the ones that you need. And I just, let's see, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll take out the regular ones, and we'll put in all the right number for each equivalent color that we want. And you see the infinity symbol, that tells you that you've got an unlimited number of these. At first, I was confused when they introduced Call Time because they didn't give you the lands, so I went to go craft them, and they give you a message when you try and craft it and says you can't craft this item, so we can't craft snow lands. I'd seen them in the sealed draft, so I was thinking, is the only way to get snow lands like in the packs when you're doing a sealed draft tournament? And then I went and looked on YouTube, of course, and found Titan Smash, and Titan Smash had delivered the answer. So I'll post a little shout-out link to his YouTube channel. If you haven't seen his stuff yet, he's pretty good. But he showed me how you can just type in the Snow Dash and go to lands, and they give you all the snow lands you want. All right, so that gives us all 3 colors that we need. And I think we're going to be set. Let me go through the rest of the deck with you. And we'll go rearrange it this way. Okay, we've got 19 creatures. We've got 26 lands. A little bit more than normal, but we have 70 cards as part of the reason why. And our 1-drops, the Frost Augurs that I just talked about, where you can get the snow lands into your hand right away. Unsummon. 1 copy of Blazing Volley to take out all the 1/1 pesky swarm creatures that are running around these days. 1 Tajaro Blightblade for his Death Touch. 1 copy of Curate. You get to look at the top 2 cards of your library and put any of them into your graveyard if you want, or the rest onto the top of your library, and then you get to draw a card. So we're getting into, with Frost Augur and Curate, we're getting into, if it's a snow card, you get it. You get to look at a couple and then you get it, that kind of thing. 1 copy of Tested Talents, in case somebody wants to run a counterspell against me. I'll try and keep 2 mana open so that I can counter them. Copy of Thassa's Oracle. If I have a lot of devotion to blue, I can dig through all of my deck and put one of the cards that I like on the top of my library. 1 Plummet to get rid of creatures with flying, because we got a lot of angels and we got a lot of demons now. 1 copy of Decisive Denial. Most likely going to use this as a counter target non-creature spell, but it's possible that I'll use the target creature thing fighting another target creature instead. Double Major to copy the target creature spell that I control. I've got to be careful sometimes with legendary stuff because I've got Morita the Frost, and if I copy with Morita the Frost, then it is legendary. So if I copy a legendary spell already with Morita, then one of them goes away. Not the case with this one. This copy, you can copy them, but if I copy a legendary spell, the copy is not legendary. So I've got to always keep that in mind, that one is okay to copy, the other I can't copy a legendary. Okay, 1 Needlethorn Drake, again flying and Death Touch, so hopefully I got enough coverage on the flying defenses. Mazemind Tome, as usual in my decks, 1 copy to dig through the deck. This is also helpful if I know what the card is already. Instead of spending all my mana scrying, I can just spend it drawing the card that I want if I already know what it is. Copy Cosima, God of the Voyage. This has a couple of different things that we can do. We can do the Omen Kill Vehicle and attack them, and we get to play land if we exile some of their land cards. Or we can play Cosima herself, and then we exile Cosima at the beginning, and whenever our land's introduced, we get to put a counter on Cosima. Then at some point, whenever we feel like, we get to return her to the battlefield and draw that many cards. So if I exile her at the beginning of my upkeep, and the next 3 turns I lay down lands and put 3 counters on her, when I bring her back on that 4th turn, she's going to be a +3/+3. So she'll be a 5/7 creature, and I'll be able to draw 3 cards. So that's her ability. Draugr Thought Thief to look at the the target player's library. This could be me, but it could also be my opponent if I want to see what they got coming up and get rid of something they have. 1 copy of Midnight Clock in case we come up against a mill deck. Mistwalker, 3rd entry into the Flying Defenses category, where we can actually pump up Mistwalker as we need to if we have the available mana. 1 copy of Raven Form to exile a target artifact or creature in case they're giving us trouble. 1 copy of Jace the Mirror Mage. We can kick this for an extra 2 mana and create an extra copy, and we can scry, and using that scry, see what's in the top of our deck. And if it's land, we can actually use his 0 power to draw a card and reveal it at no cost without losing any loyalty markers. 2 copies of Saw It Coming. 1 Soulseer to take care of indestructible creatures. 4 copies of Bala Ged Recovery, which can be land if I need it, but I tend to want to save these because if I'm going up against an army of flyers, for example, I'll use Plummet, and I'll bring it back, and I'll use Plummet, and I'll bring it back, that kind of thing. 2 copies of Broken Wings. This is not just for flyers, but also for artifacts and enchantments. And you see, I'm kind of expecting trouble with flyers, artifacts, and enchantments, so I've got 2 or 3 things in the deck to control for those. 3 copies of Realmwalker the Changeling. I can look at the top card of my library at any time, and I can cast creature spells from the top of my library with this. One of my favorite cards, Rada Heart of Keld. If it's my turn, Rada gets first strike, and we can look at the top card of our library at any time and play lands from the top of the library. So it doesn't matter, I've got cards for looking at the top, cast creatures, looking at the top, cast land. At some point, if we manage to get any of these creatures down and keep them on the battlefield for any length of time, it should give us a nice kind of knowledge about information about what's next on our deck and get us a little bit of draw card advantage. Another way to get draw card advantage, Primal Empathy. At the beginning of our upkeep, if we control the most powerful creature on the board, we get to draw a card. Otherwise, we actually get to pump up our creature if they got one more powerful. And we can just do +1/+1 on a creature until it is as powerful and we start drawing cards again. In case things go horribly against us, copy of Storm's Wrath to kind of clear the board. 2 copies of World Shaper, where we can mill 3 cards, and when the World Shaper dies, any lands that are in our graveyard come to the battlefield tapped. This is also kind of handy if we run up against a mill deck and run into land problems, but we do manage to get a World Shaper down and dead, we can get all the land back. Parcel Beast. You can mutate this onto another creature or just cast it onto the battlefield. You spend 1 mana and tap it, look at the top card of your library, and if it's a land card, you get to put it straight onto the battlefield, otherwise you get to put it up into your hand. Maskwood Nexus. It makes all creatures we control every type, and we can also create 2/2 blue shapeshifter creature tokens with it. Allrund. This is kind of, I think it's meant for you to have multiple copies in your deck because it can be difficult to try and use this with just the 1 copy, but I have just the 1 copy. So what the trick is you use it as Hack of the Whispering Raven first. Whenever Hack deals combat damage to a player, you return it to its owner's hand and scry 2. So if I can cast it, it survives. Next turn I attack for a couple points of damage. I scry my hand, Haka comes back up into my hand, and then I can cast it again as Allrond, and I can choose a card type, and since I already know what the card type is, then it'll be very easy for me to get that card and put it into my hand. And hopefully with the scry I've been able to choose the exact card that I want so that I'm not losing too many good cards. Okay, next, Vivian Monster's Advocate. You can look at the top card of your library anytime and cast creature spells from the top of your library. So it's a more expensive Realmwalker, right? But other things that you can do, you can create a 3/3 beast token, and you can put a choice of counter on it, either Vigilance, Reach, or Trample. And so that gives me yet another counter against flyers if I put the Reach counters on it. We mentioned Morita the Frost, a legendary snow creature. It's a shapeshifter, and we can copy a permanent. So it's not just a creature. If there's a enchantment we control that we like, maybe we want to double up on Primal Empathy, or an artifact, maybe we want a couple of Mazebind Tomes, we can. Like I said, you just can't copy another legendary or you lose one of them. And a big Siege Dragon, a 5/5 flyer that destroys all walls in case they're putting up a bunch of 0/4s against us. And Volcanic Salvo, which hopefully we get enough creatures down that this won't cost as much so we can deal up to 6 damage each against 2 creatures or planeswalkers. The rest is the lands. The whole concept is basically, let me look at the top of my deck, let me draw from the top of my deck, and let me get that kind of advantage enough that I can overwhelm my opponent. So we're going to take this deck out for a spin and see how it works. And before I go into the matches themselves, I always have to remind people, especially if this is your first time watching us, take a look at our content. If you like it, hit the like button for us. Subscribe so you can find us again real easy, and share one of these videos with one of your friends who likes Magic. Thank you. Alright, that is a good mix of land for the spells I have to start with. So we'll take it. Twins! If they pacify Rata, it's not the worst thing in the world, because I could still use her to bring lands in. But it does mean I'm going to need to get some more protection out here. So let's try it with Realm Walker. And I think technically Merfolk or Rogue are probably the ones that I have most of in this deck. We'll do Rogue. Let's get some blue out here. They might have something to pump up their creatures. So we're going to let this one through. Because we want to get them a little bit tougher if we can, or at least have two. Okay, there's how we can get some... Oh, more land under the land. Great. Okay. Alright, let's put Cosima out. The tome. We'll block both and see what they have in store for us. Okay, I'm betting that they can kill one of them, but not both of them. Which one is the bigger threat to you? Okay. Cosima is the bigger threat. You gave first strike to the one. That does no good. Why did you bother giving first strike to the other one? Yeah, I don't get that. But whatever. Okay, next. Should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. Do we want to mutate? No. Let's just have double blockers. Oh, I can't pay for that. I've got to mutate if I'm going to do that, right? Okay, never mind. We'll just draw the card. We'll attack with Rada. And we've got a blocker now. The blocker may die. It's kind of okay. Another one of those. We've emptied them of most of their hand. And we get to choose which color that's going to be. So that's going to be blue. And another land under the land. I only have 26 lands out of 70 cards, so... Oh, well, I guess I shouldn't complain. Alright, so we will attack with Rada. They die to first strike. Bring down protection. Oh. Yeah, there we go. It's not a legendary creature, so let's copy it. Ooh, gross. Okay, let's see. We'll just bring that puppy on up. And I do have enough land to make a difference there, so... You don't want to trade. Lamo. Now you can't afford to attack. You're going to attack anyway. Okay. That's kind of why I copied it, so I could double block when I needed to. And that's going to be game. And so you can see just the advantage of having Rada and being able to take a lot of that extra land and throw it right onto the battlefield. Let me go through the deck a little bit better than them. That's the idea. We're up against a Barracuda. Boom. My opponent likes to ramp. We're going to need the blue, so we'll foretell this now. Do you have enough ramp spells to start off? Okay. Just keep drawing. More land. Do we want land, 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 or land? Arasta? No, you cannot have Arasta. I do not like Arasta. Next, Rada can come down. And we will take that as a disaster recovery card, I guess. So You want to draw that card. Ouch. That's worse than Arasta, isn't it? Let's see. Copying creatures does me no good. Let's go get another blue, I guess. I can put Frost Augur down. No, I can't. That's on the top of the deck still. Okay, we'll put you down. And bringing back a spell doesn't necessarily help me much. Let's go get our second green. And now I get the land. Great. Okay, let's go ahead and draw it. Tapping does me no good against the Hydra. Do you have enough blockers? That gives them trample. We can't block that. We can't put land straight on land underneath the land. Thanks. Thanks a lot. I have first strike, so who cares about that? Needlethorn Drake, I guess. And we can go ahead and bring back. I saw it coming. Land, land, and more land. Okay, he's afraid of Rada, so he's not going to attack. Let's see. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Hello? Let me have the turn, please. You had your turn. I let you do it. Now let me have my turn. Thank you. Okay, that's a good card to have next. I don't really have a way to draw it, do I? I can't put the land down. If I do this, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I still have enough to do a counterspell. Pass the turn. As long as Ironscale Hydra stays on defense, I can use Raven form. You can bring your Caryatid down. Caryatid's not too important at this stage of the game. He may start to think he has enough blockers. No. He's still scared of Rada? Okay. So now... exile you. Please tell me you don't have Snakeskin Veil. Actually, if you do, that's okay, because I have saw it coming. Alright, that got rid of a problem. Next, bring you down. And we will draw the next card. Get our life back to a comfortable level. And don't need to play that yet. If I lose my ability to scry, then I'll do it. Now I've got two different types of counters. And I feel kind of comfortable. If he puts down anything with less than toughness 4, I'm going to let him do it. Were you trying to fake me out? I think he was trying to fake me out. Okay, again, it's my turn. Please let me have my turn. Let it go. Feed the bear while we wait. Thank you. Okay, land goes straight in. And then I get to curate. Okay, I don't want to put any of those in the graveyard. We'll keep them both. And let's put Morit up front. Well, maybe I should have put World Shaper first, and then I could have drawn Morit with the Frost Augur. This is one of the things when you can look at your deck and you have all these different capabilities, is you really should slow down and see what you can do. Alright, I need to keep the counter capability. So, that's all we're going to do. We can use Mass Squid Nexus to create a shapeshifter anytime we want. Destroy enchantment. Now, how many of those do you have? Not that that would be the worst thing to happen to me. Oh! They quit. They must have been frustrated that I was able to counter so many things. And that I still had the other counter in my hand. Alright. Chalk up another win and let's keep it going. "106 cards still in the deck after your initial 7. I do like that dragon. Ooh, I get to go first? I'm not used to that. Let's start the scrying already then. Realm Walker. Cool. We'll take a Realm Walker. Let's see. Triome next. I don't really have a turn 2 play. You could have done Thassa's Oracle, but that's not much devotion just yet. Alright, let's do Realm Walker and Rogue. Okay, additional lands and you gain life. Lovely. Let me do Rata. And let's take another green. Attack! First blood is mine. And you have the same amount of life you started out with. And more. So I can see that's working out just great. You can see how this game's going to go. Alright, with Rata we can now play lands straight from the deck. And we could do Midnight Clock, but I want to keep something ready for Saw It Coming. So, we'll just go ahead and attack with everybody now. I'm going to take it. And that's all. We don't want to actually foretell this coming and let them know that we have it. I want that to be a little surprise for them. And yeah, that's good enough. Rune crabs are pains in the butt. You don't get a rune crab. You can have anything else you want, just not a rune crab. Super famous, okay? back up to 20 life again. Alright, another land goes in. We are attacking. See if he knows what Rada can do. You're going to block. You don't know what Rada can do. Yes. He's emptied his hand. He gets the forest. Okay, what's left for us to do? All we've got is one card in the graveyard, so that doesn't help us much. Okay. We will use this now. Congratulations, you get a flyer. And another one of these. And let's see, what did we use before? The other Realm Walker was a rogue, so let's do Merfolk, I guess, statistically, is the best choice. You may still want to attack with the Horned Beetle and trade. And now he's building up a lovely Air Force. He's waiting. That's what I would do. I would wait. Land. Do I want to unsummon? Yeah, unsummon's good to have. Okay. So let's attack. Okay, I don't need to pump him up. I use that as a chump blocker, that's fine. So I have time to do this and this and get another creature out there. If he wants to attack now, I'll block with everybody just to kill one of these suckers. He's not attacking at all. Interesting choice. Okay, so I can bring, thanks to Realm Walker, I can just bring these guys right on out. Copy you. Merfolk, Rogue, and why not Dragon now? And what next? Do I want the tome? Yeah, I do want the tome. So that's all I'm going to do. They have their own Morit? Isn't that sweet? Use Morit to... Okay. You want another forest. Which means I might have to save my stuff for the forest. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 makes him 11. Do I have a land? I do have a land. How do I want to do this? Oh, never mind. They quit. I think I had a path forward, but it doesn't matter. What is it with my deck that nobody wants to hang around even... He's got 21 life. He's got 2 6/6 Horn Beetles and a way to get a 9/9 forest out, and he didn't want to finish. Maybe he thought it would take too long? I don't know. But we'll take it. Okay. Let's see what we can do with this. We already need 2 blues and 2 reds, which means we could be a little slow starting up. Standard deck. And I get to go first. Yeah, it's smart to foretell that. Black and red, black and red. Okay, we are gonna need some more blue. No, we need is one good creature to start the ball rolling. Well, that's not nice at all. What do I want to discard? We'll go ahead and discard this, and we'll go ahead and discard this. Kind of need the land. Okay, I have one of each, so I guess I better get a mountain since I just lost one. Put this guy down. That way, we get a couple 3 lands back if he kills it. Instant mana advantage. But I'm all tapped out, so he gets to do whatever he wants. Okay. Fair trade. Damn. Alright, what land do I want next? I got 2 greens, 2 reds, and the Triumph. You can never have enough blue. So, yeah. Foretell that one. Counter, counter, counter. As long as one of those threats is a flyer. Ooh, look at that. It's a flyer. That is so cool. Here, you can have a treasure. Damn. I don't have any creatures, so that's going to cost me all 12. I only have 7 lands out. Why do I pack such expensive cards? Why does my deck give me my most expensive card when I still have more than 50 cards left to choose from? No, he can be a pain, especially if you get other creatures out. So, no, you don't get him either. Yeah, I'll let you have him, actually. And they give me land. Thank you, deck, I think. Am I going to have to wait till I have all 12 lands before I can do another spell? Only 4 more turns to go. Sure. I'm waiting for the next dragon, really. Oh, you emptied your deck. No. Come on. You're going to empty your deck? Well, that's another story. And another land. Thank you, deck. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 3 more lands to go, and then I can play this and get rid of the 2 creatures attacking me. Frost Augur. Okay, could come in handy. Not going to be useful right now, especially when he might have removal. Thank you. Now, does he have something to bring things back from the graveyard? No, he does not. Okay, that was my fear. All right, here we go. Mistwalker. We have a creature. Surely you're not afraid of a little 1/4. You are afraid of a 1/4. What about a 1/2? You're not afraid of a little 1/2 creature, are you? I promise not to attack with him. Probably not even for the whole game. I just won't attack with them. Deal? You just let them live. Come on, how dangerous could a wizard's really going to be? Right? You don't have another Blood Chief's Thirst in your hand anyway. Oh, you're thinking so hard. Magic Missile, the spell can't be countered. Ugh. Out of all the spells, I was finally ready with one copy of the right card in the right time and place, and he uses something that can't be countered. Okay, what do we want to bring back? You know what? Let's go ahead and bring back... Let's bring back a counter. There. Take that. Now you know I have a counter spell. It made you stop and think, didn't it? How many magic missiles do you have? You have an Embereth Shieldbreaker. I will let you have an Embereth Shieldbreaker. If the deck would stop giving me land, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. No. No Planeswalkers allowed. I'm glad I didn't counter your Shieldbreaker. That was your ploy all around, right? The Planeswalker is just a distraction. And look, I'm so surprised it gave me a land. Okay, one more land and I can use this spell. So of course it's not going to give me a land. It does give me a land. You're kidding me. How many was that in a row? Wow. All right. We're going to use it. How many of your creatures have I killed? I'm not counting the Planeswalker. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7? You've got more than that, surely. I know I'm not supposed to call you Shirley Nader. I'm all tapped out. You can do whatever you want. It's got to be removal. That spell I need a creature for. So the deck was really just trying to help me out by giving me like 6 lands in a row. It really wanted me to get up to that other one. Ooh, Haka. We can't... Oh, let's see. Except it isn't legendary if the spell is legendary. Perfect. One I can keep as a blocker. The other can come back into my hand. No more magic missiles, please. How many is that? 3 points? Yeah. My problem is I like these long, drawn-out kind of battles, and my opponents tend not to. So they tend to like things to be very fast. A Shatter Skull Smashing? No. I had a Volcanic Salvo. That's what I had. Hey, get out of there. Okay, so you've got a Shock in the hand. You don't have any other Shatter Skulls? Well, let's see what else you got. Got a Cast Chandler, Orcus, Lolth, Tulos, Inferno, Astering. Man, he's got a lot of good stuff in there. And he's got a Turgid to watch out for. Technically, I should have exiled that card from the graveyard, but we're not really concerned about that. All right. And see, I rest my case. When it looks like I may have a chance, they're going to bail. You view the battlefield, he's got more health than when he started, right? 24. He's got all those. You know he's got 2 Lulz in there. You know he's got an Orcus. All he needs to do is draw any one of those, and it's going to completely ruin my day. And he's got me down to 8. And he doesn't want to hang around to see what might happen. He just bails on me. Either he's convinced that I've got the upper hand and I'm going to win, or he just thinks it'll take too long and he doesn't have the patience for it. But this is one of the drawbacks about playing Magic Online, is that your opponents, they really don't have the patience to hang around if they lose the upper hand. It's kind of cowardly. There's a difference between if you're about to die in just 1 turn and you know that there's no way you can counter it. That I can understand. But when you've got 24 life to my 8, and all I've got is a couple of birds, it seems like a cowardly move. Anyway, I can't be too bitter. I won. Alright, we're going to play one more round and see if we can demonstrate the awesomeness of the deck more. We're playing against Snaz the Almighty. And we'll start. Not the best start, but we do have a green source. We'll go ahead and bring down Frost Augur. And let's see. Let's go ahead and bring down the Thought Thief. Zombie Rogue. Swamp? You can keep the swamp. You've got plenty of lands. Thanks, I think. I'm not sure if you're being sincere or not. Skeletal Swarming. That's disgusting. So we need the green now, because we do not want you to keep that. And we will attack with this. He should take that. Dead weight. Gross. Okay, so I'll activate this now. See if we got a snow card. We do. We'll take the extra draw. There goes our plan to fight with Decisive Denial. But you know what we'll do is we'll copy Tajiro. And then next turn we'll fight Piper. Do I have to do that as a sorcery? No, I can wait on that if I want to. I just can't get him, let him get 3 rats. And he's gonna kill one of my guys already. He's killing a 1/1. Goes for the next rat. If he has another Piper in the deck, I might be in a little bit of trouble. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this now. Please don't have a snakeskin veil. It's the one thing I can't have you having. He has it. Gross. Alright, let's see what else we got. Oh, sure. We'll take that. Can't take it right this second because it's not a snow land. But now the problem is he's going to have 3 rats. And he can pump up Savage Gorger now. And I don't really have anybody to block with. Okay, so we're gonna return a card from my hand. Let's do this one. And then we're gonna fight again. Thank you. And thank you, sir. And we're going to get another land in our hand. which we can put down. And he can start dealing me lots of damage. Alright.
If you don't respect nature, we're gonna have a problem.
We will get a creature with reach to try and slow down the
I'd like
Savage
you to meet
Gorger.
my friend, Stompy.
And we have 2 creatures now, so we can block at least 1 rat. Ugh. That may kill us quickly. Is he going to bother to go after the Planeswalker, or just all go straight for my face? Okay, we'll pass to blockers. I'll kill 1. I get to put up a blocker. I get to put out another creature. I get to put out a land because I have Rada now. And I get another creature with reach.
Beauty lies in variation.
None of this is enough. I don't have the second red that I need for Volcanic Salvo. And you got to see the power of the deck to just draw a creature straight from it, play 2 creatures and a land straight from the deck. Didn't do me quite as much good as I needed it to. You can fight with Polyukranos and kill the blocker with reach. And that means Mistwalker turns into just a chump blocker for Savage Gorger, who I have to block. And at least 3 other points of damage are getting through, because I've got to block one of these rats with 2 creatures. And he's going to take out Rata instead. Interesting choice. Oh, because he had... Okay, you know what? We're not letting you do that one. What's in your hand? Do you have anything in your hand? Let's see. You have another one in your library. You have one in your graveyard. You have nothing in your hand? Okay. What else is in your library that you got? You got Scoot Swarm, like you need a Scoot Swarm. Massacre Worm, Nightmare Shepherd, another Skeletal Swarm, Hooded Blight. He's got a few. He's got a Nisa, Clackbridge Troll. He's got 7 or 8 other threats. Alright, so I've got to kill this guy finally. And I can block the skeleton. And that's pretty much all I can do, right? I can kick this.
Be better tomorrow
I can
than
bring
you were
up
today.
the land.
I'm doing my best to trust other people. Another answer,
Bring down the land.
another riddle.
That doesn't count as a snow spell. So I can draw it and stop
will have to
something from
do.
happening. Let's see, I can bring him out. Now I can't do the counter spell. And I can bring out another beast with vigilance. Why not?
I call, and Ikoria answers.
That's what I got available. So even with the deck kicking in high gear with all the land, being able to get planeswalkers out, draw extra cards, get extra creatures, they still got me beat. I'm not sure what he's thinking for. Maybe he left. Yeah, as much as we were able to counter the immediate threat, he had enough removal, and really the Snakeskin Veil is the cherry that really stopped me. The Snakeskin Veil delayed me so long getting rid of the Piper that he was able to get 3 of the rats. What are we hanging around for? Why is he not just attacking? He could bring back Polykranos, right? He's got enough cards in the graveyard. That wouldn't be enough for him to fight a creature with it. Oh wait, these guys don't have Menace anymore. What am I thinking of? He needs the Piper to have Menace, so I don't need 2 blockers for each anymore. That's what he's spending all his time thinking about. We'll just have our crack editing team fast forward through the rest of this roping. That's it. Okay, never mind. That was enough. That was enough for a win after all. Alright, that's the deck. Top of the deck to ya. It's one of my favorite new decks, really, in terms of just being able to manipulate the top of the deck the way I want. A lot of the problems that Magic players have is getting the land when they need it and getting creatures when they need it. And there was at least one video in there where you saw that I was still topping like 6 lands in a row. That you can't really necessarily stop it every time, but if you do look at what's coming up, you may have a way to manipulate things that it's not as much of a problem with this particular deck, especially if you get Rot Out. If I had an extra copy of her, I'd probably have 2 in there. Just being able to play a top land from your library at any time is awesome. People who've been familiar with Vivian for a while know about the advantages of casting creatures from the top of your deck. But it's nice to be able to combine them with Realm Walker as well. So I don't want to say that this deck is necessarily going to be competitive. We actually lost about as many as we won this time around, but those losses weren't too instructive. I think they were mostly just me messing up because I wasn't used to having counter spells after such a long time playing all of these Pure in the Abyss decks that I've been playing lately. Not many counter spells in those the last week. But you got to sort of reverse your normal habits when you play this deck. Instead of automatically playing a land first from whatever's in your hand, you've got to see what spells you have available. You've got to see what abilities you have available and sort of look to your deck first and how you can scry and manipulate your deck first, and then think about what lands you're going to play and what spells you're going to play. So it is definitely more of a thinker's deck. And some opponents may not hang around because it takes too long for you to win. But I mean, they'll keep playing as long as they're winning. As soon as you start to turn the tide, then they'll scoop. But this is the deck. It's a fun deck. Go ahead and take this out, give it a spin. I think you'll enjoy it. I think it's got a lot going for it, just for fun play. And with that, we're going to take our leave. As always, like and subscribe to the videos. Especially share it with a friend. Find somebody else who likes Magic. Spread the word. Let them know that we're out here. And let them know to come back around to Tpull's Corner, because there's always going to be another new deck right around the corner. Have a good one.